Hello Stinks and welcome to episode 20 of Minecraft Through the Spyglass. In last episode we wrapped up basically all the things in 1.3, so in this episode we get to jump into the pretty scary update, 1.4. Let's go over all the new additions and then we can jump into our mega build, which I am so stoked to make. 1.4.2 was the official release number which began adding the pretty scary stuff. It was released near Halloween in 2012 and added lots of spooky things like witches, bats, even a new terrifying mob that destroys nearly everything in its path, the Wither. All the new additions include enchanted books, fireworks, firework stars, witch and bat spawn eggs, potion of night vision, potion of invisibility, and item frames. It also includes command blocks, beacons, anvils, flower pots, regular and mossy cobblestone walls, mob heads, wooden buttons, pumpkin pies, nether stars, the wait music disc, carrot on a stick, baked potato, poison potato, carrots, golden carrots, and regular potatoes. The new mobs includes bats, witches, baby zombie villagers, and wither skeletons. This update to me is the first one to add so many game-changing items and mobs. The Wither has a huge impact as it can destroy most blocks with its charges and drops the nether star to create beacons with. And as we all know, beacons allow the ability to break blocks even faster or regenerate hearts or even boost your jumps. Anvils allow players to repair tools, walls are implemented, so we have other options than fencing. Not to mention the Wither effect, thorns enchant, and witch huts that spawn in swamps. We are a little late with this update seeing as how we just passed Halloween, but let's go ahead and jump into our survival world and start on our spooky themed base. So here we are over at our survival world, and as you can see there's 1.3, so here is going to be 1.4, and I've actually not updated yet to the 1.4 version. I figured I'll actually do that once I need to get the unobtainable. What I've done so far is simply just filled in this whole section with some stone so that we can build on top of it and we're not just working over water. Over here we have two chests that contain most of the materials for building the base. Now I don't know if this is going to be enough. I've just been doing this kind of in the background in between episodes. What I think I'm going to try and do is basically build this like a 3D printer, and I'm doing the same thing that I did with this where I have a creative world and I'll have that on my other monitor kind of showing me what I need to do. So as you can see, what I've done here is added a secondary account. I can finally open up my world to LAN, which means that anybody on the same Wi-Fi can join. So I'm actually running two instances of the game on the same computer, but I'm doing this so that I can have a secondary account that kind of records as I build so we can do more time-lapse focused things. So I guess this episode is going to be my trial. So we're just going to set this guy up somewhere and then I guess start recording and getting into it. So here we go. Okay, so ignoring this big sand pillar that I was using to record with, if you haven't noticed already, this is a giant, well, I guess not giant, but this is a circus tent. This section is going to be circus themed. It's the spooky update, so I figured I would go, I kind of wanted to do a Halloween theme, but obviously we're past Halloween, and so I wanted to kind of avoid just a Halloween based section, so we went with more of a nod towards something that's kind of scary, which is clowns or the circus. Some people have a phobia of that, and I've never really tried to create a circus themed thing in Minecraft, so I figured this would be kind of fun to experiment with and test out, see how well I could translate a circus tent into Minecraft. The spiral slash cone shape on the top of the tent was incredibly difficult, and you might not be able to tell the time lapse because it's so fast, but this took like hours of work to try and figure out how to get the spiral inside of the sloping and make it look even. Obviously from the top you can see the spiral a lot better. Let me see if I can get a better angle of it real quick. So the spiral here, as you can see. So of course, just the tent is not the only thing that's going to be here. There's going to be other things as well that I've already designed in the creative world. There's going to be a hand that comes out here, and then right in the middle there's going to be a clown head, really tall, really stilty, and hopefully you can see it pretty well. I'll have to do some math on where the head should actually start so that it doesn't get covered up by this tent. And then obviously stuff like I need to make all the pathing up to the tent, and then whatever I want to put down here, which is probably going to be grass, and then obviously I have to do the inside of the tent as well. And as nice as it was to get that time-lapse recording of the circus tent, I think for those things I'm going to probably just do jump cuts because it's quite hard to record and have my creative world open. That's again 3 instances of my game running, so I think we're just gonna jump cut to most of this stuff and I'll just update as we go along. A few more steps into the circus section building. We have our path all made up here with the grass on the outside. This goes all the way behind the tent as well. We have this little awning that kind of comes out. I might do some tweaking to this to make it a little bit more entertaining or visually pleasing to look at. Right now it's a little bit blocky. And then we have some sort of decoration on the inside here. We just have a basic pattern on the floor, a basic stripe pattern, and then the middle section is kind of flattened out, kind of to represent what you would see in a actual circus tent, where the ringleader would probably come out here with his tiger or whatever and do the tricks, and then there would obviously be some sort of seating arrangement happening on either side here, so I might add that in as well. I really appreciate the inside of this with the spiral, so I think now I'm going to go ahead and take a break from working on the inside of this and the pathing and go ahead and jump into creating one of our hands on the side here. Here we go, we've got our first hand on the left side. I was going to do the right, but I ended up doing the left, and this I think is going to be the more difficult of these shapes because it is so, I guess, intricate. This took me like 2 hours to fully make. So now I've just got to create the one on the right and then give both of these guys some sort of structure on the bottom that's holding them up. And then we can start on the easier of the 3 things, which is going to be the head. Alright, so we have 2 hands up here, and it's not until now that I've completed both of them that I've realized not only are they both right hands, but also there's quite a bit of sandstone being used in this section, even though we just got done using sandstone in the last section, but we are way too deep and far into it to fix it. And we've also got these pillars back here that are supporting the hands, and for the head it's going to be basically the same, but there's just going to be some minor differences at the top. Alright, so I'm going for a nighttime shot here with the section all completed. We have both hands and the clown head in the back with the hair, the nose. It's semi lit up. Whenever I light things I try to hide the lighting, and right now there's just not many ways to do it, so it's a little dark in spots, but I really like how the section turned out. I thought the side here was a little bit empty, so I added in a secondary circus tent that would be like maybe where the performers would go, or just like a booth of sorts. It has a chest containing all the blocks that I used in the section just in case I need to replace anything. And then on the inside here we have it set up as you would see it in real life, with the stadium seats going around, and then the stage right here where the acts would be performed. So performers would come in here and do their gymnastics or whatever. And then obviously here's just our seats where people would sit and watch and have popcorn or whatever. And then in the back here, this is where the actors would enter and exit. And instead of it just going out to the back here, I've replaced it with another portal because I have a plan for what we might have as an act in the middle in later episodes. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think this is one of my top picks out of all the sections that we've made so far. I think it's really fun. I've never done anything that's circus themed in Minecraft before. So I don't know, it's just playful, it's cool. I like the red and the white. I especially love the clown head. All I need to do is add in the 1.4, which I'll probably do between episodes. But with that, I think that's everything I'm going to do in this one. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.